Hello, hello, welcome in. We are here in the Swiss bracket of the Open Qualifiers 2 for the 2024 Spring NACL season. And we have the #1 seeded team, Blue Otter, who got upset by the 32 seeded Misfits, now find themselves facing off against Pick Me Galio, the 31 seeded team, in the 0-1 round of Swiss 2. Yes, I said that right? Yeah. It's the second round of Swiss, and this is the OT bracket of that Swiss. Of course, seeing now that Blue Otter can fall, can be toppled, does give Pick Me Galio a little bit more hope, especially if you look at some of this drafting that they've done for themselves. Sanchovies here in the top lane, playing this Garen up against Lawrence, just chasing away the Crocodile. Not able to actually get a silence onto him, so he'll just fall back off of that one. A little bit of action. A couple wards placed down. Music getting a pretty good ward there. On the other side to hold control against Pick Me Galio. And gotta love it that they did get Galio here mid lane for one tick. They did pick Galio indeed. I gotta like it actually. When you have a Jarvan, it's such a good combination. We used to see a lot of this mid lane Galio with things like Camille as well. Because of that hook shot. It's a great angle to get in with the ultimatum. Pretty much guarantees that the heroic entrance is going to land onto somebody. So I like it here at the Garen. Kind of a similar vibe. Flag and drag in. Heroic entrance after that. Then you get the Cataclysm to lock him in place. So I like it when it comes to the team fights. Especially because Harsh Winter is going to play this Smolder, something that scales very well. And Garen too. People always kind of forget that Garen's a really good scaling champion. But then on the other side, man, speaking of scaling, Way for Samikin, the Senna Nautilus bot lane. You can already see the control it is getting here against Smolder and Maokai, where usually you talk about Senna, Tom Kench lanes being very safe, but not really going to get priority. Here with the Nautilus, especially against something like Smolder that needs to scale up, needs to get those stacks in early. It's been difficult so far, and Link's getting a good bit of pressure here on that NickIch, forcing him underneath that turret already. That level 2 power spike for Blue Otter. Then makes me look at ybsilver when we'll see that first mark. But speaking of marks, Music looking for a dive already. 3 minutes into the game. NickIch is locked in place. Cannot escape from the first blood picked up by Lynx. And that TP was too late for one tick. They try to dash back in with Harsh Winter. God, excuse me. My throat is still not feeling all that great, as you could tell from that fight right there, but got to get these games out. Got to make sure that these get casted for the players. So even if I'm not feeling the greatest, have to keep going. Nice flag and drag there from ybsilver onto Samikin. Getting a lot of damage, and Conqueror stacked as well, but Music showing up all over the place. Gets the flash flashing in. That damage, but a nice taunt with the heroic punch to get a first blood kill on the other side for the side of Pick Me Galio, their first kill. Well, not first blood. You know what I mean. It's their first blood. You get what I'm saying? God, I'm tired. All right, it's okay. You can move past it. There's a good play there from one tick and ybsilver. The punish Music. He was aggressively flashing forward is Lawrence to take down Sanchovies. Where things were looking pretty good here for that top lane, especially for Sanchovies. But Lawrence just knew that he could immediately kill that Garen. With that death, having Ignite Flash for Garen. Got to take the long walk of shame back into the lane, having died to the solo bolo out of Lawrence. You even see that ybsilver is hanging around there, maybe hoping that by the time Sanchovies get into the top lane, they can look for a play. But unfortunately, they just can't. Lawrence will get that recall, come back with the pickaxe, and he's actually going to go for a cheater recall. He's not even going to TP back into lane, understanding that the lane was pretty frozen. Getting into the lane wouldn't really do much, so we'll take his time getting up to the top side, which now gives further TP advantage over to Blue Otter. Especially because looking at Sanchovies only coming back in with boots of speed and a dagger. Ugh. That's a feels bad here for this Garen up against Renekton. He is going to try to proxy the wave. Took a tower shot for it. But looking at the minimap, I see that Music is on their way. Blast Cone will be spotted out on this ward, though. They're not actually going to find that play on Sanchovies, who just simply recalls out of there. But with that vision control and with the fact they know Garen bailed out of the top lane, at least that, or he's playing the long con of all long cons, but they're not taking that bait. They expected him to recall. They'll just take some Void Grubs. ybsilver is trying to answer on the bottom half onto the Dragon. rovex will be moving around. And speaking of proxy, he said now Lawrence is going to be the one proxying the wave here against Sanchovies. He's getting a lot of damage there, and the Conqueror stacked as well. That's going to be the pull in with the anchor. NickIch rooted in place. No way to escape the spiraling despair that he bursts him down. ybsilver getting away, but look at the tank chasing him down. Has the damage, and Link's on the other side to finish off ybsilver. Re-engage from one tick, only to your own doom, as they give a kill over to everyone who participated in that fight besides rovex. This game now, I talked about the scaling. That was on the side of YB Galio, of Pick Me Galio. Well, that ain't gonna work when you're losing so heavily early on. Like right there, look at the damage that Harsh Winter takes from Lynx. Stepping up just a little bit and gets chunked out like that. Man, the CS differential too between Harsh Winter and Lynx. And we see Lawrence takes a tower shot just to get extra damage onto Sanchovies. Is he gonna solo dive? He probably could have actually solo dived. But ybsilver was spotted on a ward, I believe, walking up to Lawrence, saying, yeah, you know what? Even if I get the one kill here underneath the turret, it will be a 1-for-1 trade. Again, spots out ybsilver on the top half of the map. They're calling up one tick to engage two with the heroic entrance, but Lawrence just saying, yeah, no, I'm a crocodile. I'd rather be in a swamp than an island, especially an island that everyone can swim to. But we have a nice trade there. Flash in to root Nick as he flashed away. God, man, my throat. Apologize for all the voice cracks you're hearing. Good use of the fear there out of Samikin to deny the Justice Punch away. Flag and Drag does tick on to rovex. Here's going to be the heroic entrance. Will tag the Nautilus, who's going to be the first casualty in the fight. That's a lot of damage from Music. 2 against 4. They're chasing this one. They're flashing for it as well. Flag and Drag will tag on Music, but the heal with the shields on the other side is Music on top of the Lamb's fight. Looking for NickIch to chop him down, and you have no damage there. It is double kills for Lynx, with Harsh Winter getting chased away. They actually could set up another die themselves. Fear onto Harsh Winter's only level 5. Can't call in Mom's reinforcements, flashing away. It's almost taken down by the spiraling despair, but it will be the piercing darkness that actually gets the kill. Unstoppable Lynx. 5-0 already on Senna. More trading, more action. Top lane this time. Lawrence getting the stun. I wonder if actually he could have picked up the kill there. Has that Eclipse already completed? Maybe didn't expect to have enough damage to kill him outside of diving underneath the turret, but then that gives you range where Sanchovies can ult you, pick up the kill. There's so many things that could go wrong there, right? So I understand why Lawrence backed off. Oh, man, this is getting rough for Pick Me Galio. We're 9 minutes in, and it's a 4,500 gold lead for Blue Otter. You gotta also feel bad for Pick Me Galio. In the second round, they're facing off against the #1 seeded team, the team that won the first open qualifiers. So usually you'd expect to face not quite the top team in your second round. You expect to face that in the first round, right? But the second round, you think, okay, there's a little bit Liberty as the 31 seed. Maybe won't be quite as bad. But no. They get thrown right to the wolves in this game as Music took the hop over the wall. Sanchovies spins to win with Justice raining down. Picks up the kill, flashing away, but Lawrence answers back 1-for-1 to the top lane. While rovex is locked into his own cage, and it's going to be a kill for Harsh Winter, gifting gold over to Smolder. Needed here for Pick Me Galio. And honestly, you'll definitely take what happened there. A 2-for-1 global trade. Yes, Lawrence got the kill onto Sanchovies, But honestly, getting cold for Sanchovies in a 1v2, picking up a kill onto Music, then having the play in the bot lane. Now looking for Lynx as he cleansed, but he can't get away from the Flag and Dragon Bomb called in. The flash barely surviving though as Music did show up. And that's enough to scare away the members of Pick Me Galio, while Lynx is actually chasing them and harassing them. Lawrence will find Sanchovies, who just got back in the lane. He just wants to clear out these minions. Lawrence is like, we're going to take a lot of damage in order to do so. We'll eventually be able to do just what he came for. We're seeing a lot of poke here, laid down by Blue Otters. Slowly but surely, kind of going with the Otter mantra. I mean, Predators here get their prey low before they crack them open with a rock. I don't know where I was going with that one. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of puns. It's hard when you're by yourself and when you're sick. Because I'm trying not to cough. I'm also trying to hold my voice together. Nice fear, though, from Samikin. Getting a lot of damage onto one tick. Oof. That's Galio, too. Taking that much damage from a mage. That's got to feel rough. Can't really clear out the wave too efficiently. When we look at the CS differences, lane to lane, everyone down at least 20 CS. Outside of, you know, the junglers and supports, which isn't really that big a deal. But when you have Smolder that's this far behind and it's already sent a 5-0, mid lane too. Sizable lead there for Samikin. Top lane, massive lead for Lawrence. Take a look at the gold. That's a 5,000, that's a 2,000 gold lead of this 6,000 gold. That's just in the top lane. And with Sanchovies still only level 8, Lawrence has Music on the other side. Wonder if they want to dive this. It's only Tiamat and some Berserker Screams. We got to go into the bot lane because Mom's been called in. 4 are strong here in the bot lane. They've got the cage locking in 1, but the heroic entrance, there's the knockup. And that's the wombo combo I was talking about, but Lynx actually surviving, throwing it right back at Pick Me Galio. That Galio pick did not work out at all as they tag him. Get a little bit more, but they got to be careful because rovex is so low. ybsilver tries to flag and drag in, but pulled back in. They thought the Nautilus was out. Lynx survived for so long, but it meant that they then turned it around for a double kill. And all the while, Lawrence has been top lane, pushing in the lane. Harsh Winter almost falling as he got pulled back in underneath the turret. Pick Me Galio. Oh no, this is just getting worse and worse. Every second, every moment. 2-level discrepancy in this top lane. Sanchovies still hasn't gotten that level, that item completed here against Lawrence. So he's never going to win that matchup. Not for a long time. Not until 40 minutes into the game, if you can get that far. When you're down, what, 7,500 gold at 13.5 minutes, that just ain't happening. You can see out the movements here from a team like Blue Otter. You can understand why they won the first open qualifiers of the spring 2024 season. Great macro, great reads, and punishing consistently any of these plays that are being tempted by Pick Me Galio. Like that bot lane dive. It was essentially a 2v4. That just goes completely awry, and now NickIch gets found out by rovex, and at first it seemed like it was a bad Hex Flash, but you have to remember, that's how far behind they are. Redemption's been completed by rovex, going for a redemption first item on Nautilus. The fact that they had Music on the Dragon, they already have their top laner in the bot lane, now TPing into the mid lane, getting knocked up with the Justice Punch, but Lynx helping him out. Look at the trade of damage they get onto one tick. That is a squishy Galio. He is not your engage tool. He is not your hope, your front line to pull onto NickIch as he goes for the twisted advance with a heroic entrance bomb called in. rovex will be shut down, but you're getting the shutdown on the support. Is that really worth it? Maybe it could be, but you have to be careful on the other side as the flash comes in from Lawrence. Flying Drag did not connect from ybsilver with Spiraling Despair. And the snipe there from Lynx, eviscerating the support. NickIch is out of there. And Blue Otter are on to the turret. They should topple this one pretty easily. As you can see that everyone wants to fall back for Pick Me Galio. Sanchovies working on the top lane the best he can to get something back on the map for the team. But even he not able to topple this structure quite fast enough because he still has yet to complete that first item. Takes him a while. Does get the shutdown gold, which will be nice. It will get him his first item, but that's how far behind Pick Me Galio still are. Oh. Now Sanchovies realizing that going for that turret, the side lane play, not really where it's at. Pulled right back into the fray. With their side lane threat gone, getting a free recall. Off that one, he could buy himself that first item, the Stride Breaker, now in his inventory. This game's looking like it's going to be a quick one with Blue Otter. Maybe sometimes they've been a little over-aggressive in some of these plays. There have also been some good moments, some good rotations from Pick Me Galio. But this is what you expect from the team that won the Open Qualifiers won. The movements around the map be so difficult to contend against. And so for Pick Me Galio, I would like to say there's ways to come back into this game, but it's only 16.5 minutes into the game. They're down more than 8,000, almost 9,000 at this point in the game. They've got to hope for not just one miracle, but several miracles. Especially because Hexgate, Hextech Rift, more movement given over to Blue Otter. They can just move around everywhere. That could have been like the strength of Pick Me Galio, is having the Galio, quick rotations out of that. Even Garen, pretty quick without TP to move around the map. And it's just not going to be the case anymore. Not that you really have that ability when you're falling behind like this, but the fact that even that potential, that identity that you had that was slightly better than that of Blue Otters is out of the window, because they can move around the map just as quickly and be on top of a lot of these plays before you're ready to set up. Shelly's been called here in the mid lane by Blue Otter. Get a simple crash out of that one. Well, they do find the pick here onto Lawrence. Lawrence dashing right back in. 1v3, flag and drag. He gets out of there. All the while, Shelly crashing down, and that is a lot of Void Mites here. All 6 had been picked up from the Void Grubs for Blue Otters, as they are already cracking open the base. They want to end this one quickly. There goes the inhibitor turret. Nature's Grasp does root only music in place. Well, one tick getting the taunt onto the support. Not worth it. You got to find a more high impact target in the back line. Maybe someone like Music. As Music gets himself in a bad spot and he gets executed there. That's the pick you need. You want to continue the fight though. Even with that kill, do you have the advantage to fight back when that much damage done by Samikin onto your front line? And NickIch, there's going to be the heroic entrance bomb called in to heal up, but they're turning their attention onto Sanchovies, and they're going to make mincemeat as he flashed away, knock him with the death charge, and ybsilver flag and drags away, leaving out his tanks to dry. The charm, the taunts are there from one tick. That two does a little bit of damage, but it's way more by Lawrence. The crocodile has tasted blood. He wants more. Flash away from Harsh Winter. He'll survive, but by the skin of his teeth, and more control for Blue Otter. Well, yes, they killed Music. That was the only kill they got in that play. rovex survived. They lose, I think, 3 from the play. And more gold shifted over to Blue Otter. Music will hop away. Still getting the Gromp, which I believe. Let's see how many stacks he's at. 6 stacks now. The Dragon now. LB Soul Point potential. Though I'm doubtful we'll even get to the point where Soul is even taken, because that is how fast this game is going. And with Sanchovies being spotted out in this bot lane, he knows he's got nowhere to go. The Maw clamped down, looking for its prey. The prey is Sanchovies, and he'll be put on that pizza, making anchovies out of him. Because it's an easy kill for Blue Otters. See that Pick Me Galio? When you're far behind like this in a game, there's just nothing you can do. There's nothing to play over. The Dragon's not there. It's barren, and with how they changed things on the preseason, Those Barons go not so quickly, so early into the game. Even with something like Smolder that does good damage to Baron, it's too early still for Harsh Winter to be that effective. Not going to say that Blue Otter have a very fast Baron take themselves. They don't need to play for that. They don't need these desperation plays. They can play it very clinically. The paint by numbers League of Legends. Play it slowly, follow the instructions, and you'll get the win. But there's going to be the pick. NickIch, the target. Another tree will fall in the forest, and with no one around it here, did he even fall in the first place? Because right now, it seems like there's just nothing that can be impacted on the map by Pick Me Galio. The Baron's going to quickly be taken here. And while ybsilver is there, and he could maybe get a steal, Samikin not even allowing him to get anywhere near the pit. Throwing out the Spiraling Despair, the slow, the Lightning Crash, just to scare him away, and with the Flag and Drag used to escape danger. Baron, even if it was a slow take, doesn't matter, because it's still taken all the same by Blue Otters. And rovex, the support, playing this far forward, because he knows there's just nothing that can be done by Pick Me Galio to even stop him from constantly stepping forward. All the while, Sanchovies in a side lane, hoping that maybe they can get some gold before the game will fall. Or objective bounties are collected by Sanchovies, but he's got to get it back to the base because this game is going to end. That's a fat minion wave in this top lane. Lawrence has already got a minion wave coming into the mid lane. They popped the dominance. 5 members strong. It's going to be too late. That's going to be the recall coming in from Sanchovies. A lot of damage, but a heal from the redemption out of rovex. With all that damage on a NickIch, barely surviving Flag and Drag with the Cataclysm onto Music. Heroic entrance, but lands for Spite. Stops all the damage except for rovex. He was right outside of it. He'll die. 1 tick is going to fall. 2. And Harsh Winter. He got the stacks, but it's a Harsh Winter for Pick Me Galio, as everyone else is going to die. Only rovex going to be the support that gets killed off, because they don't need to worry about one little thing out of Blue Otters. Diving turrets, diving fountains, it's all the same, as our #1 seeded team will claim victory against Pick Me Galio.